Good evening and welcome to Sacred Voices Open Mic. Today is January 14th, 2022. We've made it this far and we shall see how far we go. And I just want to welcome everybody aboard to joining us virtually. Once again, we are Sacred Voices, starting off the open mic here. And yeah, is there any announcements I need to make or anything, Aston? All right. Well, I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Right off the bat here. We're going to have a wonderful evening tonight. We're going to have a lot of poets, a couple musicians, I believe, one of them being myself. And we will get started here. The first performer up is going to be El Hong, and they are going to be performing some poetry tonight. Go ahead and get us started there, El. We look forward to your wonderful poetry.
Thank you. Didn't know I'd be going first. Here we go. Okay. I have 4 poems, and here goes the first. This is called Mukbang. Mukbang, for people who don't know, is an eating broadcast. You might know it as mukbang in American pronunciation. Just want to let you know, that's not how you pronounce it. It's mukbang, and it means eating broadcast. So, mukbang. Here's the thing. If you have to ask what's the appeal in watching a skinny girl eat like a big girl, then you don't know. In Korea, eating as much as you want is a sick gift. Letting yourself go to inspire jealousy in the elders, the rice on infinite refill, the plate of intestines licked clean. This one is called Losing Games. Losing games. Sick and tired and insistent on being left unhelped. This isn't a competition, but I'm here to win. How bad it feels to not feel. Listen against the door as she plays the nth rerun of a show she's rewatched n times. She's fucking sad against fucking walking into the kitchen like a starving ghost and always opening the fridge like she'll find herself. She's a bitch, a neat slob, a mystery. Don't bring up her 2 dead friends, don't even get her started. We're all sick of hearing her, so sick of hearing her quiet, her nothing, her withdrawal that makes her sad so special. So, of course, she wonders if sticking a needle in her thigh is really gonna make her stop hating herself. She thinks about it every day. This one is called Anomaly. It's about when you go into the TSA machine and they make you do this. And sometimes that doesn't go over so well. And for folks who've gone through that experience, my deepest apologies to you. And here it goes. Anomaly. Clam up in the millimeter wave scanner. Let's see what happens. This time, the delayed processing is a gender euphoria. 5 men huddle to take a guess at what's down there. One says, "How are you today?" A low timbre falls out, and same voice says, "Good guess." In Providence, it takes one woman to ask my name to press the boy button. You think you're confused? I still don't know why I keep waking up. And this one is a little over PG-13. It's called Handjobs. It's about this time in middle school when someone was super awkward and was like, "How do I give a hand job?" And I was like, "You're in middle school. Shouldn't be doing that." So, hand jobs. Once a girl asked me how to give a good hand job. assuming that I wasn't afraid of greedy hands and climbing mango trees still. The sap of the mango burns, like maybe you weren't supposed to touch, like maybe this is how God tastes, so your skin falls off. My dead grandfather once fell picking mangoes from the top of our tree, but that wasn't how he died. I told her that the goal was to get him off or he wouldn't stay. There are more hands in the world than there are people. When there is nothing left to pump out of him, run back to the mango tree. Let fingers trace through lineage, accumulating lesions, but it will be so nice to reach for something and not be left with palms empty. And this is my last one, and it is dedicated to Cipriano. It's called, I Know It Hurts, But I'm Just So Happy. I know it hurts, but I'm just so happy. If I could, I would edit myself in real time, try to find fame in Midwest recognition, enough for our mothers to dream again, who taught us to rest on edge, to listen in on those who performed their self-assurance as though we weren't all lost. Let's drive out to where they don't want us, throw furrowed brows out the window, make love with no consequence. B-side to this song is Crawl into the back seat, then crawl up to the headlights. Bounce rhythms echoing off the sandstone. We do anything to destabilize this American academy, like loving the words and not caring for their meanings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I didn't expect a poem to be dedicated to me tonight. Thank you, my dear. It's a beautiful, beautiful set of poetry. Yes, everybody give another hand, a virtual hand, a little hand over in the corner, to Al Hong, my partner and my beautiful artist and dancer and mover and thinker and really an incredible person. How is San Francisco, by the way?
It's amazing. It's
You got a
actually
beautiful view right
still
there.
like 4:30 p.m. So
It is, yeah.
it's the sun is still setting.
You remember back in 2020 when San Francisco had that fire and it looked like Blade Runner 2020, whatever it is?
Yeah, yeah,
That was the time, wasn't it?
yeah. I remember like a week ago when there were those fires and it like looked like Blade Runner 2020.
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
Hearts out to everybody who suffers and continue to suffer from the losses of the fires in Boulder and all other surrounding areas.
yeah.
And also, and another segue to what we need is we're going to ask periodically here to feel free to donate to Sacred Voices. We're a nonprofit and we're always needing money to help fellow POCs such as ourselves to get our sacred voices heard. So up next, oh, it's me. Up next is me. Who is me? I am Cipriano Ortega, and again, I'm the host for this evening, and I'll be performing a song now. This song is called Palookaville, and it comes from a movie, or at least it's inspired by a movie called On the Waterfront. Stars Marlon Brando, who is a very interesting character. I would advise you to check him out. Stuck in Palookaville, where my life has no thrills. I used to be your number one. Now I'm just a worthless bum. I used to have high class, drank champagne from a glass. In these uncertain times, it's hard to say what's really mine. All I have is this guitar, an empty bottle of booze in the bar. I used to be someone. I used to be number one. Now I'm just a worthless bum. I used to be number one. I work out on the waterfront, where I try not to push my luck. I lie and cheat all day, just so I can run away. I dive into a bottle of booze, where there's nothing left to lose. I used to be someone. I used to be number one. Now I'm just a worthless bum. I used to be someone. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Woo, 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 woo!
We'll do a shout out to the girls from Scotland. I met them not too long ago on Omegle, and they're on here watching all of us. So thank you very much for staying on and listening to all of our rambles. Yes, that was called Palookaville, and I'm always tempted to go up on stage and be like, this is a new tune. And everybody's like, well, it's all new to us, but it's a fairly new tune. Aston says I should talk a bit about my music. Yes, we are a three-piece band. Obviously not tonight, it's just myself, but I have Vitaly Mignilo on the drums, Dino Gray, what a name, Dino Gray on the saxophone, and hopefully Aston is also the host and one of the board members of Sacred Voices, and he'll be recording us hopefully pretty soon here. And you can follow us at Cipriano Band if you want to type that in, Aston, to the general chat to anybody who's interested. We are a local Denver-grown low rock band, and yeah, I think that kind of sums up what we're about. So up next we have Sage Helperman up next to show us what they have. Everybody welcome Sage. What a beautiful name.
Can you all see me?
We can see you.
All right, can you hear me? All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. Make a couple adjustments. I'll do it. All right. I'm Sage Helperman. I'm gonna do a couple acoustic cover songs for y'all. This first one is called High Time, and it's a Grateful Dead cover with lyrics by Robert Hunter and music by Joey Garcia. It's instrumental style though, so no lyrics will be heard. Thanks, y'all. Next song I'm going to play. Let me think, what should I play next? All right, I'm gonna play a Clash cover called Jimmy Jazz. It's off of the London Calling album. Thanks, y'all. All right, I'm gonna do one more quick one. Um, I'm going to play "Eyes of the World." It is also a Grateful Dead cover with lyrics from Robert Hunter and music by Jerry Garcia. thanks, y'all. Appreciate having me out tonight.
Thank you very much, Sage. Everybody give a round of applause digitally to Sage Helberman. Thank you very much for that beautiful renditions of all those different acoustic versions. I'm a pretty big fan of the Grateful Dead, so it's nice to hear. I also wanted to give a shout out to Akashua. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope that I am. They were supposed to be featured tonight, but she is currently ill, so shout out to her, and hopefully she'll recover very soon. Our thoughts are with you. So up next here, we have Mateo, who is now going to be our featured artist. Take it away, Mateo, with your beautiful poetry. Everybody give a round of applause. I have to do the hand over here. Here we are.
Cool. Thanks so much, Cipriano. Can y'all hear me all right? Trying to test out these AirPods.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so like Cipriano said, I'm filling in because unfortunately our other feature could not be here tonight, but we wish them well. So yeah, that being said, yeah, I guess I can just kind of introduce myself. So I'm Mateo. I'm one of the board members at Sacred Voices as well. Currently in my senior year studying at CU Boulder, so just trying to get through this next semester. So I have a couple of pieces for you all that I had actually written last semester. I just got back from a study abroad program in Mexico. I was down in the southern state of Oaxaca for like 3 months or so, and I got a lot of writing done while I was there. So yeah, I hope that you all like it. So I'll be sharing some pieces from a little anthology that I made while I was there, but then also just some other pieces that I wrote kind of just on a personal basis. So yeah. Let's see. I guess I'll share more of like my, I guess, somewhat political poems first, and then I can just kind of end with some love poems and stuff that I had written. So yeah. This first piece that I wrote is called Yerba Buena. So for anyone who like knows what Yerba Buena is, it's basically like a mint plant. So that's, you know, how you say like a mint plant in Spanish. And I kind of just wrote this piece kind of as a metaphor, like for my relationship with my mom and kind of what she represents to me. And it's just an herb that, you know, it has a lot of medicinal properties, and just something that I really associate with my family and with my, with my mother for kind of reasons that will be more apparent once I share the piece. So yeah, this next piece is called Yerba Buena. Mi ama loves the scent of Yerba Buena, the fresh taste of this herbal tea. She tells me it is her favorite. In the backyard, she discovers a leafy patch perfuming mint and rain. She says Yerba Buena grew all around her home in Mexico. She harvests the leaves in soft hands, tending to old memories. Ama boils the hojas in a pot of water over a gas stove, filling our home with nostalgic notes. In Chihuahua, she, the oldest sister of 9 siblings, would boil a pot of Yerba Buena tea when Mama Lisha had nothing for them to eat. In a home made of frail dirt and clay, my mom fashioned nourishment from desolation. En una casa ausente de padres y de santos, ella se convirtió en mamá. You, precious mother child, sharp bite and sweet when you need to be. You, small and mighty, stubborn growing wherever you find yourself. You, mama who finds medicine, who makes her garden in desert soil. You, giver of my life, who fed me when I was weeping and hungry. You, good seed, our abundance roots through you. You deserve everything. Tu, mama, tu, Yerba Buena. All right, so that was the first piece that I had for you all. I hope that you all like that.
Woo!
Thank you. Cool. So I guess moving right along, I will share. Maybe I'll try to speak a little slower because I know we have until 8. So I don't know, maybe just to draw this on a bit. Let's see. So this next piece that I have for you all is part of a larger anthology that I'm trying to make um, as a part of this project. So um, the name of the poem is called Origin Story, but it's a part of an anthology that is titled Brown Love in a Time of Femicidio in 5 parts. So this is just the first part. And yeah, as y'all can tell from the title, it is like a very I mean, it's a pretty political work. It really just kind of deals with the topic and politics of like love between people of color, but more specifically to my experience, like love, you know, as someone who is Mexican and, you know, dating other Latinx people, and kind of my politics around that. So it's kind of taking an edge on it of like, you know, on the one hand, celebrating that and a lot of the resistance that comes with, you know, with that can come with a lot of like those relationships, but then also taking a harder look at some of the other, I guess, underlying issues that are within the Latinx community, looking at like machismo, looking at trans misogyny, a lot of these different themes, and kind of like yeah, kind of exploring them from my own perspectives and from my own lived experiences. Um, so yeah, but that being said, this first one, like I said, is called Origin Story, and I really felt like, you know, I can't really talk about this issue or this topic without really delving into my own background first and delving into my own kind of models of love, or you know, kind of yeah, my own different models of love and whatnot. So yeah, this one is called Origin Story. The first brown woman I loved was my mom, who taught me love as staying. In an empty marriage for over 30 years, my mom and dad went through the motions of family. My mother raised us while looking after my father's alcoholism. I have called my father by his nickname, Pepe, ever since I can remember. I do not call him my father, except in explanations to others in poems I write about him. During their heated arguments, where my mother berated him about the money, his cheating, or his drinking, Pepe's eyes glazed over as he drank another can of Bud Light. He had long since excused himself from his own body, let alone fatherly responsibility. The court-ordered AA meetings don't work. The 12-step program doesn't come in a language Pepe understands. Besides, alcohol is one of the few coping mechanisms machismo will allow, and how many men would rather be seen as men than husbands and fathers anyways. I spend my teenage years running from home while my family history follows me, showing up uninvited into every relationship I have. I learn what it means to love and how to be a brown man the same way someone learns to leave what is not working, and make something new. So yeah. Yeah, that was the first poem of that anthology. I'm not gonna share the rest just because it's kind of long and I still need to like do some more revisions of that. But that's kind of like the introductory piece to the whole work. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's see. So now I am going to I'm going to share some love poems with you all. If any of you are familiar with my work, you know that I write a lot of love poems, and unfortunately, a lot of them tend to be kind of on the sadder side. So apologies for that. But yeah, so this one I wrote a minute ago, has never been performed. I think none of the pieces that I've shared tonight thus far have been performed before. So yeah, this one is called On Closure in quotation marks. So yeah, on closure. When she asks why you left, do not spill over her like a wine glass confessional. Do not tell her she tasted too sweet to trust, that your heart is purple bruised inking from soft touches. Do not burden her with the shadows projecting in your mind. The ink blots won't make sense to anyone else but you anyway. Play a ventriloquist act with your own mouth. Say only what you think she needs to hear. When she speaks, smile and nod with your sad, swollen heart in your chest. Thank her for her honesty as she spills herself into you again. Do not get drunk on longing, the bittersweet flavor of regret. When you reach what must be an end, try not to hope for anything more than closure as you watch her leave again. So, yeah, on closure. Yeah, I was having a rough June when I when I had written that one. But luckily I got some good poetry out of it. So there we go. All right, I've got two more pieces for you all that I was planning on sharing. So yeah, we're just gonna go with it. This next piece that I have is called Drunk Calls I Didn't Make When You Would Have Answered Me. I am a mortician, excavating my self-worth from bodies where love once lived. Can I pry our old love from your arms? Did you keep it warm while I was gone? Can I bury myself, my woes in you? My mouth salivates in contemplation of your hot breath on my neck, how sweetly you spoke your need into my ear. My fingers flirt with numbers on my keyboard. How much space is there really between us? My mouth stops short of calling you, from savoring your voice one more time. On the edge, I can convince myself that there will be a next time. I keep the anticipation of you on the tip of my tongue. I stay hungry, though I have options. I refuse to eat wholesomely, convincing myself this body thick with desire means that I am full. The idea of you has too much power over me, and you didn't ask for that. So I refrain. I take a deep breath into my own lungs. I keep my hands, my self-worth, my love to myself. Yeah, so that was Drunk Calls I Didn't Make When You Would Have Answered Me. All right, so this last piece that I have for you all is called On Parting with Grace / Breakups Don't Need to Be a Tragedy. And yeah, I wrote this within like the past few weeks, so I hope you all like it. And when the third love doesn't work out, and you find your heart wounded and weeping for your lost love, I will hold you steady in this grief the way I could not before. I promise you that no heartbreak is bigger than you, big enough to swallow us again. When another girl gives you her bitter last words, like you are the root to the poison she feels, words that tinge the love you feel purple, I will remind you that your love is a gift you do not owe anyone. Your compassion is a salve you must protect. Knowing her heart, her mouth will taste sour the next morning with a naive regret you are familiar with. And I will not need to be there to hear the apology she makes to herself. Instead, turn off your phone, turn off all the lights. Take your time looking through the pictures, savor the sweet memories, collect the lessons as they come without shame. Play her favorite songs and yours, let your tears flow freely and send your love away on an invisible cruise. When you are ready, bury your dreams in the sand. Let the shore wash away your names. She was not the first. She won't be the last. I will still be here when you come back. So, yeah, that's all I had planned. I hope that y'all enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, those are all beautiful. Thank you very much. There we go.
Yeah,
Get some
of course.
audible claps in there. My clap has a little bit of a delay, so it'll act like a double there. But yes, thank you very much for everybody who joined us tonight. And the featured artist, Mateo, and El Hong is also part of it, Sage Helperman, myself as the host, and also as a musician as well, too. We all thank you very much from Sacred Voices. anything we want to mention, Aston, before we close out the show? I'm going to play one more tune here, but I think, yeah, Mateo, do you want to tell us a little bit about your work, please?
Yeah, I could do that. Let's see, I guess. Well, I've been writing.
How was Oaxaca? Sorry to interrupt you, but how
Oh,
was
yeah.
Oaxaca?
Oh, no worries. You're all good. Oaxaca was amazing. I was just really glad that I was still able to go and stuff, even with, pandemic and things like that. And luckily, I did not get sick. No one in the cohort got sick. So
It's wonderful.
yeah, it was a really amazing opportunity.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I went there back when I was in 6th grade, and it was during Day of the Dead, Dia de
Oh,
los
yeah.
Muertos, and I have a couple pictures. Maybe I could show you the album that I took. I took a lot of photos when I was a kid, and I can definitely show you those. But yeah, Oaxaca is a beautiful place. Someday I'd like to take a lot of my friends to go there because it's a magical place, definitely. But yeah, tell us a
Definitely.
little bit more about your poetry, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess a little bit about my poetry. So I've been writing and performing ever since I was like 15 years old. So I'm originally from Denver, Colorado. If anyone's familiar with the old Denver team, Minor Disturbance, I used to be a part of that, which is like a youth poetry slam team. So I've been doing this for a minute, and really most of my poetry is just based off of my own lived experience, kind of growing up in my neighborhood. And like I said, I write a lot of love poems just because I guess that's kind of been the really prevailing theme of my life.
It's a
college.
universal feeling for sure.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
you write about
Love,
it beautifully. You
heartbreak.
write about it beautifully, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me and kind of like what I do. And of course, I'm involved with Sacred Voices and stuff, and just really believe in the work that we do with youth and, just providing the space for BIPOC artists and stuff. So yeah.
And do you want to give your socials out to anybody who'd like to follow you or anything?
Yeah,
That,
totally.
that goes for everybody, quite frankly. If anybody wants to put it in the group chat there, or how we can all reach you. But yeah, please feel free, everybody, to put in their socials if you'd like.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. Yeah, so my social media accounts. So on Instagram is probably the best. I don't have an artist page right now, but I'm kind of working on that. Whenever I can sort of get around to it. But if y'all want, you can follow me on Instagram. My name is Vela, VELA _ Teo, so TEO. So yeah, feel free to follow me on Instagram, and on Facebook. It's just my full name, so Mateo Manuel Vela. And yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all there.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to follow you right now. All right. Anything else, Aston, before we want to go on? Yes, we put that in the group chat there as well, too, for anybody else. Anything else? Please, once again, if you can find it in your hearts to donate to Sacred Voices on our Venmo, that'd be fantastic. We can always use the funds to further our visions, definitely. Aston, do we have anything else we want to address? The Venmo is at Sacred Voices, which is very, very good. All right. Well, I guess I'll close out the night with one last tune. This one is called The Night Air. Come dance with me slowly, breathe in the night air. Tell me your life story, whisper it into my ear. Pull up an easy chair and let down your auburn hair. I know life ain't easy, I know life ain't fair. The night air, the night air. see the moon, whisper me a tune, and I will see you again soon. The night air, the night air. Well, from all of us at Sacred Voices, we want to say thank you and good night. Thank
Good
you all very
night.
much for joining us. Aston, when is the next open mic? I'll announce that February 11th. So if you wish to join us, either virtually or in person, we'll have to determine that once the date comes closer. You can join us. Feel free to sign up, and we are always pretty good about announcing when the open call is open. So yes, thank you very much once again. I am Cipriano Ortega. This is Sacred Voices Open Mic. Good night.